Select data set, create data set, give a meaningful name. Select appropriate domain. Give any readable or understandable description. Select the critical data elements. I have selected the category as customer. Customer selected demographic. I have selected the critical data element as work location. Step 3, select and save it. Once the data is saved, now go back to the orchestration engine. We need to create new rules. I gave us list values. The type would be SQL and the rule name would be consistency. Give the description and try to give rule logic. Save it. Go back to the data sets. Edit the data set. Come back to the configuration and give the name as list values. Select it here. Come back to the backend. We are using this particular table here to map it to our created CDE. The filter condition, we need to select any values. So for this particular established city, we are going to search for all the values which are in Albany, Nashville. Check it, save it, save it. Now come back to data set and schedule it. Select the base release version, run it. Once scheduled, we need to wait for the talent job to process the rules. So let's give a couple of minutes, couple of seconds to the talent job to complete. So once the status changes to completed, go to reports, select a data set, choose the run date. You'll be able to see the failed records here. So once you click the failed records, you'll be able to see all the records which are part of Albany and Nashville. All those will be part of the failed records. So if you want to cross check, we need to go back to the database and fire this particular query where the established city is in Albany and Nashville. You'll be able to see 20 records. So to cross check, we need to come back here and see there are 20 records in the failed reports. This is one set of rules where we are trying to identify the rule list and giving the in clause where as many of the list values are set. So based on that, the rule logic works, and we'll be able to see the data test code. Now let's come back to another scenario where we are trying to create a rule to retrieve a list of values through SQL query. So we're trying to create another data set. Select the appropriate domain. Identify the critical data element. So I'm using the same work location here. And then I'm saving it. So once it's saved, come back to the orchestration engine. So prior to that, we need to create one table wherein we are trying to get all the values from this particular table to cross check in our company info demo table, wherein the state name falls in Boise, Austin, Atlanta. So we have created a dummy table called state name, which has got the state list, which has got the column name as state name and has the value of Boise, Austin, Atlanta. Once that is created, we need to create a rule here. We add a rule with the rule name as SQL rule. The type is SQL and the dimension is consistency, and description we have given it as readable, and this is the rule logic which we have given. So this is a SQL query which gets the value data from the state name from the state list where the state name is like B. So once that has been created, we save it. Rules are saved. Come back to AutoStation. We'll come back to the data set and edit it. We need to go and edit the data set that has been created to apply the rules. Go to configuration. We need to select our rules which we have given, SQL rule, and the mapping name would be as usual from the established city, column from company demo, save it, save it. So once you have saved it, go back to the dataset category, dataset configuration, and run it so that the talent job will apply the SQL rules. Once that is done, run it. Once the status is completed, we need to go and select the reports. Once we select the reports, we'll be able to select our data set, and for that particular run date, we need to see how many records got failed. So from backend, if you can see, if we apply the rules from the established city where our SQL query was Boise, we'll be able to see all the 15 records were selected. So these are the failed record that will be going as into data stewardship. So here are the records that got failed. Now you can see that we have applied two rules. The first rule was list of values which were given to that particular column established city, where the value was present in this data, that is Albania and Nashville. So whichever records are coming under this values, it will be going as into the failed category. The other rule is we're trying to get a list of values from a subquery. So this is the query which we have used to retrieve the data from another table state list. The state name is starts with B. So these two rules are applied here.